Hello everyone, this is Preeti. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I will explain you how you can detect faces in images using OpenCV and Python. Well, face detection is the first step for doing face recognition. So today we will be focusing only on face classifier, but definitely we will do experiment with other classifiers as well in future. Well, there are many videos on YouTube about face recognition. So what's different in this video? Well, before starting with detecting faces in the images, I will explain each and everything in the program from the very basics in a layman term. If you are from non-technical background, so don't worry, I will explain each and everything in very simple way so that everyone can understand and can implement that by own. So the agenda for today's video is we will start with the very basic what actually image is, how we can classify image, and some basic image processing techniques. So you will see here how you can create image, how you can read, display and save an image, how you can resize your image, how you can adjust the color space, you can change it to grayscale or binary, how you can crop an image, then image detection, and finally we will do a face detection on our images. So let's start with how we can process images in Python using OpenCV library. Well, before starting, I would like to say that OpenCV is a free source, open source library that is used in real-time image processing. It can be used to process images, videos, even live streams. But in this video, we will process images only as a first step, and then we will detect faces in the images. We will do other steps in future videos. So let's start with what is an image. Image is an array or a matrix, or even you can say that it is a collection of discrete picture elements known as pixels arranged in a matrix. So basically it is a matrix. If you are familiar with NumPy, then you must have a knowledge about arrays and matrix. Well, every image, or you can say that grid of pixels, as you can see here, this is actually an image and these are just grid of pixels. This is a pixel 0, 1, every this square, it's a pixel. So grid of pixels start from top left corner from this side where it is 0, 0. It's starting from here. Every image, you can say that it starts from this top left corner and it ends at bottom right corner here. So it is starting from here 0, 0. Well guys, if you are not familiar with NumPy, then you should watch my video on NumPy. I will provide the link in the description below because it's very important to understand what actually an array is, what is a matrix, how you can assess any element from a matrix or an array. So only then you will get familiar with image processing. Well, now it starts from this 0, 0 and ends at here. Here it is width -1 and height -1. So even if you want to assess any particular pixel from this image, then you can do that with the help of this assessing it using its rows and columns. Now we can classify images as BGR. BGR color image has three channels: red, green and blue. And every pixel holds an intensity of 256. And if we talk about grayscale, grayscale image is a range of shades of gray without any apparent color. Fine. So the darkest possible shade is black in case of grayscale and the lightest possible shade is white. Fine. So we can say that its pixel value ranges from 0 to 255. And if we talk about binary images, so binary means black and white images, they hold either black or white. Black is represented with 0 or white is represented with 1. You know that binary means 0 and 1s. So at every pixel it is either black or white, either 0 or 1. And the size of every image is calculated by total number of pixels and size of each pixel. So let me just show you how we can calculate the size of any image. Now let me just select this. Let's say I want to calculate the size of red, green and blue RGB image. So we know that size of every image is total number of pixels into size of each pixel. So let's say our image is of size 640 into 480. Okay, so every image has its own number of pixels, but I'm just assuming that it's 640 into 480. And in case of RGB, we know that there are three channels, red, green and blue. So size of each pixel is 1 byte, and for every we will be calculating it as 3 bytes. So it will become almost 900 KB approximately. So it will almost 900 KB for RGB. And if we calculate the same image with same number of pixels in grayscale image, fine. So if we are calculating for grayscale, then if we are calculating for grayscale, then it will be, this will be same 640 into 480, but instead of 3 bytes it will be 1 byte. Fine. So if we calculate this and calculate it with 1 byte, then it will become almost 300 KB. You can calculate this by your own. And if we do this with black and white, I hope that you must be clear with this, how you can calculate. This is actually the size of image, that is total number of pixels into size of each pixel, which is in case of red, green, blue it's 3 bytes, in case of gray it's 1 bytes, and in case of binary image it is just 1 bit. So in case of binary it will be much less as compared to even gray. Well, why I'm talking about the size of image? It is really important because the lower the size of image, faster it can be processed. So from the size of image, we can understand this thing that it is really easier and faster to process grayscales and binary images as compared to BGR. Fine. So we can conclude this thing that it is relatively easier and faster to deal with this single color channel, and we prefer to use grayscale as compared to BGR or as compared to color images. Fine. So next let's start with how we can create and display an image. Now till now we are clear with what basically an image is, how we can classify and how we can calculate the size of an image. Now let's say if you want to create an image, how you can create an image. First you need to install OpenCV library. I have already installed it. Now you need to import some necessary libraries. So just import that libraries. Now here I'm trying to create an simple black image. So what you need to do for creating this black image, a black pixel actually in RGB images represented as 0. We will see that in future. So here what I am doing, I am just creating a one-dimensional matrix of size 150 200 into 200, having all the values of zeros in each pixel. So 0 in each pixel in binary, we know that it represents blacks, and I'm assigning all these values to a variable name black. So this is how you can create a, a black image. If you want to create binary, you can assign 1. Fine. So I'm using NumPy here, and for representing, for displaying your image, you need to use this IAMShow. Fine. So IAMShow is used to display an image in window. Fine. So now here are two arguments I have passed here. The image size will be actually window size. The first argument here, this black, it is actually a window name which is a string. You can pass anything, whatever name you want to display on your window. Second argument is our image, this one. So whatever name you have given to your image. So if I will do this, it will just return me a NumPy matrix. Even image is a NumPy. We will see that in future. So what I have to do, I have to just use this IAMShow, and here I have to pass the string, whichever window name you want to give, and just pass your image. So image name here is black. Now I am using cv2.waitKey. WaitKey actually is for keyboard event. It will waits for specified milliseconds for any keyboard event. Fine. So you can even pass the value. If you want, you can pass 3, 2, 5, any value. If you want your program to wait for 5 milliseconds or 2 milliseconds, fine. So last is destroy all the windows. It will simply destroy all the windows it have created. So I am just running the program, and you can see here it has created a black image, and this is the name here. So you must be clear with the basics how you can create an image. I have already told you it will represent this name here in the window, so it's just showing me black. If I passed here a white, it will represent it as white or image, and this is the image. Wait key will allow it to wait for particular specified milliseconds. I have not passed any value here. You can pass it, and destroy will destroy all the windows that it have created. Fine. Now if you want to create a white image, you can do that as well. If you want to create white, you can use once here. Let me just show you. Fine. So this is a white image. Now if you want to create a color image, so this is actually a color map for colored images, BGR. You can use this. Let's for an instance, I am creating a yellow image here. So for yellow image, you can see here for yellow, red is 255, green is 255, and blue is 0. So let me just create this. Rest all steps are same. So you can see I have created a yellow image. You can try with other images as well, such as red, purple, green. You can try with other images. Now, how you can read and display your image. The most important command in computer vision is imread. Imread, basically its full form is image read. Fine, the command is used to read an image. So I'm just taking an image from my laptop, and I'm using image read command for this. If I run this, fine, so it will give me the value. Now here I have used 1. You can use 0, 1, -1. It is basically a flag here. This second argument in the syntax, it's a flag which states that the way image would be read. You can even use a grayscale cv2 dot image read grayscale or unchanged, or if I have used 1, it will show me an unchanged image. 1 is for unchanged image. If I will use 0, then it will show me a grayscale image. Fine. So if you are using 1, it will represent me a unchanged image, or I can say that colored image. Fine. Next, I just want to check the type. I have already told you it's a NumPy ND array. Now how I can show my image, how I can display the image. Now IM shows means that image show. Image show is basically used to display the image in the window. So here I have to pass this value. I have already told you what it will represent. It is just the name it will represent in the window, and next second argument is the image we have stored. Fine. Now wait key, everything I have told you. Now this is the image. Fine. Now next comes some basic image operations. So let's start with saving and resizing our image. Now let's start with some basic image processing operations. So first of all, let us just save the image. For saving image, you have to use imwrite, that stands for image write. And in this first argument you are going to pass is a string, whichever whichever name you want to save your image, and second argument is the image. So now if I run it, so you can see my image has been saved. So let me just see. You can see here, this is sample1 output. This means that my image has been saved successfully. Now let's come to resizing image. For resizing image, you can use resize function. Okay. In this resize method, you can either specify the values of x and y axis, or the number of rows and columns, which tells the size of the image. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm just using resize function and passing my image, and I'm specifying the value for x and y axis with which values I want to resize my image. So let's say I want this 300 columns and 300 rows, means this is the width and the height I want of my image. If I see here, my image shape is 150 200, but I have converted into 300 into 300. So let's just run this, and if I see, this is actually my original image and this is my resized image. You can see this, that my image size has been increased. Fine. So next, if you want to change the color space, now here this I have already told you that here you can mention 0, 1, -1, and this is actually for 0. So if you want to convert your colored image to gray, you can do this. So this will change your image into gray format, you can see. Fine. So similarly you can do it for binary. Now let's just crop an image. Now similar to resizing image, in crop image what we have to do, we just have to uh, extract the width and the height of the image. So I'm here, what I'm doing, I'm just getting the width and the height of the image. Now after getting the width and height, what I'm doing, I'm just getting the starting and the ending index. Fine. So this is the start row, starting column, end row, and end column. And we can get this starting and ending point by specifying the percentage values of this total height and total width. Fine. So this is same for rows as well as for columns. Now here what I am doing, I am just mapping the values to the original image. This is my original image and I am mapping these values to my original image. And you have to remember one thing, that you have to cast the starting and ending values to integers while doing mapping. I have already converted into integers. Fine. As indexes are always integers. Now this is the output we are getting. Well, this is my original image and this is my cropped image. Now let's start with image rotation. Again, for image rotation we need height and width of our image, and we know that how to get that. Now after getting our image matrix, after we get the height and width of the image, we are going to use get rotation matrix 2D method. Well, this is a method that is used to get the rotational matrix. Fine. So in this there are mainly three arguments: center, angle, and scale. So center is actually the center point of your rotation. Angle is the angle in degrees, and scale is the scale property which makes the image fit on the screen. Fine. So we are going to use this code for rotating our image. Now to rotate our image in CV2, we are going to use this wrap-affine method, and in this it will take an image as our first argument, the original image which we are going to rotate, and then the rotation matrix. This is our rotation matrix. So the second argument will be rotation matrix, and the last and the third argument is the width and the height of the image as arguments. Fine. So now what we are going to do, we are going to store it with a variable named rotated image. So now our image has been rotated. Let's just see the image. You can see this image has been rotated. Fine. So here is a very simple assignment. There are just two questions: why people convert color images into gray. Well, I have already answered this question in this video. If you have watched this video carefully, you must know the answer, and why BGR color space is used in OpenCV. So these are very simple questions, but these questions are asked in interviews sometimes. These are very easy and basic questions. Try to answer it. And now let's just start with a face detection. Now you are clear with how we can read an image, how we can convert our image into grayscale. Fine. So I don't think so there is any need to explain this code again, but there are certain things that we have not explained earlier. The first thing is this. Fine. Loading the cascade. So basically face detection using Haar cascades is a machine learning based approach where a cascade function is trained with set of input data. OpenCV basically contains many pre-trained classifiers for face, eyes, and so many things. So today we are only using face classifier. So I have downloaded this Haar Cascade frontal face default from this OpenCV GitHub repo. So you can download it from here, or you can save it to your work location, or you can even download it from my GitHub. I will provide all the links in the description below. The another things you need to notice this thing, that you have to change your image into grayscale image. So it is important to convert your color image to grayscale. And I have already assigned you a task in an assignment, but you know the answer. Actually, I have explained all the things in the video. So another thing is this detect multiscale function. So here I have used this detect multiscale function. It is a function that is used to detect the faces. It takes three arguments. The first one is basically the input image. Fine. So here whatever input image, here I am providing this gray. Fine. So gray is the image name I have provided, variable name. The first argument is the input image. Then scale factor. Scale factor basically specify how much the image size is reduced with each scale. Last one is minimum neighbors, min neighbors. It specifies how many neighbors each candidate rectangle should have to retain it. And you can read it in detail from the OpenCV website, official website. Now last thing you need to take care is faces contains a list of coordinates. This basically rectangle that I have used here. This is a list of coordinates for the rectangular regions where faces were found. So wherever the faces will be found in the image, it will create a rectangle around those faces. Fine. So it will basically draw the rectangle in our image. So let's just run this code. I am running it for single image first. Fine. So you can see I have used that same image and it has drawn a rectangle around this image. And now let's just check this whether it works fine for multiple faces or not. So let's just run this again, and here is a result. So it can create rectangular faces, it can recognize faces as many as there are in image. So this is all about face detection. So in this video we have learned what image is, how we can classify image, how we can calculate the size of an image, and few other things about saving image, reading image, writing image, and definitely some image processing techniques, or I could say that image processing basics that are required. And at the last we have done a mini project on face detection. So I would like to suggest you guys to use it on your own images and explore it more. If you have any query, you can write down in the comment section. If you have learned something, please like the video and subscribe the channel for more updates. Stay tuned. Bye bye. Thank you.